Back to a top story. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has pulled out of the government-led 2022 Election Preparedness Committee, citing interference of its independence and a push to direct its activities ahead of 2022. In an apparent letter addressed to the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Karanja Kibicho, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati protests the terms of reference as well as the structure of the technical working group, saying its form compromises the Commission. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi also shows the official response the Chief Justice Martha Koome has given to the Deputy President, who has raised concerns over her inclusion in the Election Preparedness Committee.
Pressure for the various state actors to abandon a state-led plan for election preparedness seems to intensify, with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission now walking out of the team. The IEBC has written a letter to the Interior Ministry asking to respectfully withdraw from the commission, expressing reservations on how matters are run, citing micromanagement. According to the letter seen by NTV, the IEBC notes, after consultations and in-depth critical appraisal of the terms of reference of the National Multisectoral Consultative Forum on Election Preparedness and the Technical Working Committee of the Forum on Election Preparedness, the IEBC would wish to respectfully withdraw from further engagement. Chebukati continues, whereas we recognize that the success of the electoral process is largely determined by stakeholders' engagement, at all levels, we must respectfully point out that a number of the TORs of the Forum and the Technical Working Committee has the net effect of violating the Constitution by purporting to direct the Commission on how to discharge its mandate contrary to Article 88 of the Constitution. The letter now revealing the behind-the-scene activities and high stakes involved in the 2022 elections. The National Forum is chaired by Chief Justice Martha Koome, by virtue of being the senior-most government official in it, with Interior CS Fred Matiang'i and his PS Karanja Kibicho being conveners. The IEBC says its continued stay in the committee is akin to relinquishing its primary role of election preparedness. The chair is quoted in the letter, "We are of the opinion that the Forum on Election Preparedness, apart from infringing on the independence of the Commission, has assumed the role of other institutions, notably parliamentary departmental committees, particularly the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly." At the first meeting, the IEBC had indicated their willingness to proceed with the journey to 2022, with Chairman Wafula Chebukati agreeing to the resolutions as read by PS Karanja Kibicho.
If each and every one of these agencies do their role, then we can assure the country that elections next year will be free, fair and credible.
The Chebukati-led commission exit from the steering committee, coming as pressure from Deputy President William Ruto and his UDA party for the recusal of Chief Justice Martha Koome from the committee piles up. But in a formal letter addressed to the UDA Secretary General Veronica Maina, signed by the Chief of Staff in the Office of the Chief Justice, Ms. Rose Macharia, and dated 26th November, she accuses the UDA of instilling mistrust in Kenyans by pointing at a normal occurrence in the involvement of the CJ in the election committee. I quote, "Trust in public institutions is an important aspect of good governance. UDA is a convergence of political leaders who should enhance trust in public institutions by contextualizing the mechanics of bureaucratic governance and the role of institutions in the operations of a united nation. Our common destiny cannot be guaranteed if leaders of the various arms of government operate in silos, with suspicion and in fear. Courage to engage freely and independently is a power bestowed on the government, which includes the judiciary."
Nobody can expect the judiciary to remain alone and deliver justice. We must work with others.
DP Ruto and his UDA brigade, while on a tour of Nandi last week, turned their guns on the CJ, insisting she was part of a plot to sabotage next year's election.
Mimi naambia Martha Koome, iko agenda ingine ambayo pengine wewe haujui. Keep off vitu ambavyo wewe haujui, fuata vile katiba ya Kenya inasema ufanye.
Having a peaceful election and having a peaceful country is a duty and a responsibility bestowed on all leaders of all institutions, and each one of us must discharge their responsibility in accordance with the law and the Constitution